Revelation chapter 14, we have learned of the work of the first, the second, and the third angel's message. And yet, there's another angel in the same chapter, the fourth angel. We are not yet taught about it because light was not yet given concerning the work of that angel. Okay? We know so much about the first angel, the proclamation of the everlasting gospel. All right? The second angel, the proclamation of Babylon is fallen, is fallen. And the third angel also, that whoever bow down to the beast will suffer the wrath of God. Okay? But not much is taught about the fourth angel of that same chapter. As I've said it earlier, because light was not yet given pertaining that angel. So, yes, the scriptures and even inspirational writings, they've prophesied about about the Elijah who should come and interpret some of the prophecies of the Bible. That Elijah has come, by saying has come, I mean he has came, all right? And the church has missed out on him. And he had his publications in writing. So he had explained, he has got into detail about the prophecies, especially Daniel and Revelation. So he had brought to light the work of that fourth angel. Okay? Yes, it is true that the first angel was proclaimed by the Millerite movement. Even the second angel message was proclaimed by the Millerite movement. But the third angel, that was the work of the Seventh-day Adventist. Okay? So now we have the fourth one. So just allow me to read the book of Revelation so that we may get into the right conclusion and understand the context of the chapter. Okay? It says here, and I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Sion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. And I heard a voice from heaven, as the voice of many waters, and as the voice of great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. So here, verse 1, it says, the lamb stood where? On Mount Sion. Mount Sion is not in heaven. Mount Sion is here on earth. Okay, I'll jump to verse 6. It says, and I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, to every nation, kindred, tongue, and people, saying with a loud voice, fear God and give glory to him, for the hour of his judgment is come. And worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. So when it says the judgment is come, the hour of his judgment is come, we understand as Adventists that Jesus was moving from the holy place into the most holy place. Okay? So that took place in 1844. So, and it says there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Yes. Because now, since this message was proclaimed, so it was Miller, William Miller, right? So he was preaching about the second advent the second coming of Jesus Christ, of which the nominal churches didn't believe in that. They didn't believe in the second coming of Jesus Christ. Okay, so they've labeled him a fanatic or a lunatic or an extremist, someone who is out of his mind. So they didn't take his message. So by so doing, then they became Babylon. They constituted Babylon. Okay? Because now they were entertaining spiritualism. Their interpretation of the second coming of Jesus Christ, it is kind of different to what the scriptures says. They didn't believe in the literal coming of Jesus Christ. They had their own spiritualist view of the second coming of Jesus Christ. So now, verse 9 says, and the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire, brimstone, in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. Okay. So, this is the third angel, right? So, how will you worship the beast? You worship the beast by doing what is contrary to thus saith the Lord. Okay? This actually was the proclamation of Sabbath. So Sabbath was lost sight of in the past centuries. Okay? Especially during the Dark Ages. The Sabbath keeping was lost sight of. But now it has been restored. Hence, yeah, it says that those who worship the beast and his image. What is the image of the beast? It is not Sabbath, but it's another day in the place of Sabbath. And those who keep that day as holy, they will suffer a torment. All right? So, indirectly, it proclaims the restoration of Sabbath. Okay? I want to jump to verse 14. So now it vindicates the interpretations of present truth believers. It says, and I looked, verse 14, it says, and I looked, and behold, a white cloud. And upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle. And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, saying, thrust in thy sickle, and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe. It's reaping with a sickle, harvesting. You see, when you're harvesting, you talk about grapes with a sickle. Yeah, that represents judgment. Where? In the church. This correlates with the book of Ezekiel chapter 9. For that is the work of the Lord. The Lord was standing in the threshold of his temple. That was the Lord's work. Okay? Ezekiel 9. That took place where? In the church. Because judgment begins in the house of God. That is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 17. Judgment begins in the house of God. And probation closes first in the house of God. So it continues. Verse 16. And he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle on the earth, and the earth was ripped. And another angel, here's the angel that we're talking about. This is the fourth angel. Another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. Now it's no longer the Son of Man. It's an angel here, having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out, another one again, came out from the altar which had power over fire, and cried with a loud cry to him that had the sharp sickle, to that angel, that fourth angel that had the sharp sickle, he said to him, thrust in thy sharp sickle and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe. And the angel thrust in his sickle into the earth and gathered the vine of the earth and cast it into the grain winepress of the wrath of God. So, this one is going to happen after the church has been judged. After the probation or after the close of probation for the church, then this fourth angel comes to the stage. And this is going to happen during loud cry. All right? Before probation for the world closes. There's a probation for the church, number one. There's a probation for the world, number two. Okay? It's clear. Clear. This is the work of the 144,000. The 144, the fourth angel represent the work of the 144,000 saints. Inspiration says, let us strive with all the power that God has given us to be amongst the 144,000. That is the highest calling, the highest standard ever. So may God indeed help us to be amongst that number. So let us not, okay, actually let us stop playing church. We play church too much. Let us seek the Lord. Let us seek his kingdom and his righteousness. Let us sigh and cry. The time is no more. So yeah, this is my plea to all my present truth believers out there. May God bless you. In Jesus' name.